Wow. Woo! My ear popped. I can hear. Woo. Oh, this is exciting stuff. It has been brought to my attention that vlogs are boring. Probably particularly mine. But hey, me making something unstructured and long form? No. I really don't like the the distillation of ideas. Gosh. That occurs whenever you script something out, pre-plan something. I mean, if I have a specific objective, I'm trying to deliver or convey a certain argument, then yeah, it makes sense. But these are just things that are on my mind. Words that fall out of my mouth when I start flapping it around. I've said before that I like the idea of getting to know someone through a telepresence, like a one-way thing. That you watch enough video that you actually get a sense of the personality of this person. I think that's pretty cool. Just that you can make that kind of connection. And I'm not saying that you're gonna get, 100% me, but you're gonna get a pretty good understanding of how I think and how I work and stuff that I'm working on with myself and with my work. I find these vlogs to be very instructive, I guess. There's a lot of stuff that I forget about. Sorry. And these vlogs allow me to review that stuff. There are a number of things where I was like, oh, quick idea, jot this down. And then I forget about it, and I watch it later. Like, oh yeah, I forgot I was going to do that. That's kind of neat. But it's mostly about the act of talking about all this stuff. The other thing about the unstructured nature of this is if I get to I suffer from perfectionism. So the potential to want this content to be edited and concise and perfect is way too great. So I combat this by having this long form unstructured mess that does contain some interesting things, and then I just post it. And the result is more content. which is always a good result. There are a lot of ups and downs recorded on just these vlogs. I think that's important too, to be able to understand that the person that you're listening to or following or subscribed to is a real person and isn't a videographical representation of an ideology or a philosophy or a set of ideas or even a set of actions. That just creates a disconnect, particularly in what you might compare to yourself. Many people sent me messages like, oh, keep up the good work, you're doing a great job, ask me questions that I don't know the answers to. But they come to me as an authority, and I don't have all the answers. I'm still figuring out a lot of this stuff, but I'm on the path and I'm on the journey, and I don't want other people to think they can't do it. That is my favorite thing to do, is to show people how to do other things, teach people how to do other things, instruct. And I guess that's always been the case. I do really enjoy in firearm instruction having a student that basically can't even hit the paper, and then through instruction and just talking about the process, you can get them to hit the 10 ring. I suppose it's intriguing to me that so much of shooting is just software. It's just your brain telling your muscles what to do in pretty much exactly the right way. You can shoot badly, and then I can say a sentence to you, and then you can start shooting better. It's pretty neat. So you can look at, circuit board design or something like that and be like, I can't do that, because I sure as hell was there. And after practice and failures and annoyances and hey, I live streamed a lot of that. Well, not the first stuff. The second round of running through all that mess. I live streamed that in a series, kind of a series, early morning PCB design, where I just discuss how annoying it is and the process and all that. And during that process, I figured out a few tricks to eliminate the most annoying part of that, which is placement of switches and alignment and joining the switches with the diodes. Very annoying. But there's a way to cheat, at least in KiCad, and at least a little bit. That's interesting. I'm just sitting here thinking, like, I want some peppermint tea. I have green tea. I think it's ginger and green tea. And that's like, my wife's a tea drinker, her family drinks tea, my kids drink tea, which is weird because they're so young. And I don't drink tea unless my body's like, time for some tea, get some tea in you. Which makes sense because I'm feeling pretty sick, got some kind of throat something. But I got it a lot better than my son has it, The sun has it real bad. So it's been a rough few nights, which isn't great for being sick and trying to get better. Or for anything creative. Well, I was talking about it yesterday. I don't know, I feel pretty good. I feel content, I think, is the right term. As far, creatively, which is kind of odd to me. Normally there's always some kind of process that's spinning, going, well, why don't we try this, and why don't we do that, and this is so like I'm suddenly lacking a drive for some of this creative work, and that usually means that I need to be thinking of something else, or I need to be I haven't figured out a thing. I had this idea a long time ago that the world was kind of like an adventure game, and that there were not checkpoint's a bad word at this now in gaming. Checkpoint. That there were triggers, basically, that you had to do. Everyone's getting triggered, that's the problem. You had to meet a certain requirement. You had to get to a certain point, in dialogue or in discovery of items in order for things to progress. And it was, a pretty half-baked idea for a teenager. But I feel like my brain gets like that sometimes. or that guidance you feel from that still small voice. It's like, do this, now do that, now wait. It's like, why are we waiting? It's like, you're figuring stuff out. I guess it's like the transition period when you're just completely possessed with something and then you transition to another thing. There's sometimes a gap in between there. Or rather, when you start something completely new, you have so little understanding of it that you need to do some background processing, which is primarily just letting your brain ruminate on something, shower thoughts. Mental downtime is what I've called it before. But you get those little epiphanies while you're, doing something completely unrelated, and your brain's like, oh, that's what a Python tuple is really for. And you're like, oh, now I'm excited that I figured that out, and I'm going to go work on it. And then you get into the super creative work zone mode. So I don't know quite where I am right now, but I'm not feeling super creative. I feel chill, which is not normal for me. I'm not complaining though. Maybe I am a little bit. I don't know. I still feel like I have to get stuff done, but it's just not super driven. Drive and motivation are odd things. It might have something to do with me being sick too, or just overwhelmed with all the changes that are going on. Like I said, a lot of it's, well, all of it I think is pretty good. So it's not like, oh no, I'm overwhelmed. It's just like, there's a lot going on. And it's good. I'm okay with this. I'm comfortable with the set of events that are currently unfolding. I think I just need to figure out a good rhythm to working during these periods. Because I enjoy that I'm not, spinning my engine at high RPMs on something creative that I can't necessarily work on all the time, or might even not be ready to be worked on at this point. It's cool to chill. It's cool to chill. I think that has some unwanted side effects that the overall drive just kind of goes down. There's some books I could dig into. Like, fun books, not reference material and interesting stuff I want to find out more about. I don't know. Figure it out. But today's kind of an odd day.